The global fight back. Saving iconic species with tech and finance. Conservation efforts around the globe are really making waves. From innovative breeding programs to protected habitats, we're witnessing incredible success stories. Take the recovery of the gray wolf in Yellowstone. It's a game changer for the ecosystem. But it's not all smooth sailing. We're still grappling with habitat loss, climate change, and poaching. It's a mixed bag of progress and challenges, but every small victory counts. Across the savannas of Africa and the dense forests of Asia, a clock is ticking. For decades, it felt like we were in a losing battle against extinction, a slow, heartbreaking retreat. An elephant is killed every 15 minutes by a poacher. For so long, the story of conservation has been one of just trying to hold on. But what if the tide is finally turning? What if a combination of elite rangers, Silicon Valley tech, and revolutionary funding could save our most endangered species? This isn't another story about loss. This is a story about the fight back. Humanity is mobilizing on all fronts to create a future where iconic species don't just survive, they thrive. The fight for our planet's wildlife is a real war, and on its front lines are the rangers. These aren't just guides, they're soldiers, facing highly organized criminal syndicates. They are armed with sophisticated gear like helicopters and night vision goggles. The Global Conservation Force, or GCF, is professionalizing this defense. GCF trained or sponsored 74 rangers and supported 46 specialized K9 units across 13 protected areas. It's developing rapid response teams and even teaching K9 first aid. And you can see the results immediately. Patrols located and removed 222 deadly snares. These silent killers can wipe out a local wildlife population in an instant. In Kenya, teams from the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust patrol thousands of kilometers. Their aerial unit alone covered over 29,000 kilometers in a single month to support anti-poaching operations. These rangers are the backbone of all field operations, mitigating human-wildlife conflict. This is a world of relentless dedication. They push their bodies to the limit. Like in the Wildlife Ranger Challenge, teams run 21 kilometers carrying 22 kilograms of gear, a physical test that mirrors their daily struggle to raise funds and awareness. They are the guardians, but in today's world, even the most dedicated guardian needs a new kind of power. They need an all-seeing eye, a partner that never sleeps. Boots on the ground, no matter how dedicated, can't be everywhere at once. The battleground is simply too vast. And that's where the second pillar of this revolution comes in, cutting-edge technology. AI-powered surveillance systems like TrailGuard AI are being deployed in reserves. These hidden cameras can instantly tell the difference between an animal, a vehicle, and a human. When a poacher is detected, an alert is sent to a control center in under 40 seconds. This enables a swift response that was once impossible. In just 1 year in a single tiger reserve, this technology was credited with the arrest of 96 poachers. This is real-time conservation. Open-source software platforms like EarthRanger create a unified view of the battlefield. The system integrates data from GPS collars, drones, and ranger patrols into a single map. Commanders can track animal movements and anticipate poaching threats. Geofencing creates virtual boundaries that trigger automated alerts. We are giving animals a voice. GCF is investing in solar-powered rhino collars with integrated AI analytics to track individuals in real time. Acoustic sensors hidden in forests can detect the sound of a gunshot or a chainsaw, instantly alerting rangers. This tech isn't just about catching poachers, it's about prevention. It dramatically improves response times and creates an environment where the risk of getting caught is simply too high. Pangolins are the most trafficked mammals in the world, pushed to the brink by an insatiable demand for their scales. In 2025, GCF deployed specialized tracking tags on rescued pangolins after their release. This is what the digital shield does. It turns overwhelming odds into a winnable fight. The fusion of determined rangers and brilliant technology is creating incredible success stories. If you believe in this mission and want to see more content, take a moment to subscribe and share this video. It tells the world that these stories matter, and it helps us continue to bring them to you. Elite rangers and advanced technology are incredibly effective, but they are also expensive. For decades, conservation has relied on a fragile mix of government grants and donations, a system that just isn't enough. So, where does the money come from to fund these high-tech, high-stakes operations? The answer lies in the third pillar, a radical reinvention of conservation finance. We're witnessing a monumental shift from seeing conservation as a charity to embracing it as one of the smartest investments we can make. The theme for 2025's World Wildlife Day was wildlife conservation finance, signaling a global pivot. Innovators are creating financial models that attract private investment by proving that protecting nature provides tangible economic returns. The global green bond market is projected to hit a record $620 billion in 2025. Biodiversity credits allow corporations and individuals to invest directly in proven habitat projects. Some initiatives are led directly by indigenous communities who have stewarded these lands for centuries. New, blended finance models are emerging, like the Tropical Resilience Fund providing loans. Conservation International is developing new investment vehicles to channel private finance towards sustainable forestry. In Canada, Project Finance for Permanence is protecting the Great Bear Sea. This pooling long-term funding from private donors, the government, and Indigenous First Nations, this isn't just fuel for survival, it's the blueprint for a future where both economies and ecosystems can thrive together. So, does it work? Is this three-pronged attack actually turning the tide? The news is cautiously, wonderfully optimistic. The population of critically endangered black rhinos has shown a welcome increase, rising to over 6,700 individuals from less than 6,200 just a few years ago. In Asia, the greater one-horned rhino continues to be a beacon of hope, its population growing to over 4,000. An 18-year sentence was recently handed down to a member of a major trafficking network, showing that legal systems are beginning to treat this as the serious crime it is. The fight is far from over. White rhino numbers have seen a decline. The magnificent Javan and Sumatran rhinos are still perilously close to extinction. Fewer than 50 Sumatran rhinos and around 50 Javan rhinos remain globally. Poachers adapt, and climate change adds a new layer of pressure. But hope is found not just in the global numbers, but in the individual lives saved. At the Zululand Rhino Orphanage, a newly expanded enclosure provides enhanced safety. For rhinos like Lazula, who is blind, specialized care is crucial for survival. And Bieji, a solitary black rhino calf, finds comfort here. These sanctuaries are where the global effort becomes intensely personal, providing a safe haven for the most vulnerable to heal and one day return to the wild. We are in a race against time, but for the first time in a long while, it feels like we're starting to pull ahead. The combination of courageous people on the ground, transformative technology in the field, and brilliant financial minds. Rewriting the rules of investment is no longer a dream, it is the new reality of conservation. The future of these species is being written right now, by the actions we take today. You can be a part of it. We've linked organizations like Global Conservation Force in the description below. Learn more, get involved, or donate if you can. Every share, every view, and every dollar sends a clear message that this fight is our fight. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to join a community dedicated to securing a future for wildlife. The success of the gray wolf in Yellowstone remains a powerful starting point for conservationists. Their reintroduction fundamentally altered the behavior of prey species, like elk. With elk spending less time near rivers, the riparian zones began to heal themselves. This cascade effect is the definition of ecosystem change. The data shows a direct link between predator presence and increased biodiversity. It proves that reintroducing keystone species can reverse decades of decline. This success story fuels the motivation for the harder fights ahead. But the lessons learned here must scale up globally. The intensity of training prepares rangers for sophisticated combat situations. They must navigate difficult terrain while maintaining operational readiness. Coordination drills are practiced constantly to ensure rapid, unified deployment. The integration of specialized K-9 units requires complex handler synchronization. A single K-9 unit can cover ground and detect scents far exceeding human capability. Medical readiness is paramount. Every ranger is trained to treat their animal partner. This level of professionalism turns an uncertain defense into a strategic offense. The AI surveillance systems are constantly fed new data to improve classification accuracy. Machine learning refines the ability to distinguish between endangered species and local wildlife. This allows the system to filter out ambient noise and false alarms effectively. The 40-second alert time is a critical window for rapid deployment teams. Earth Ranger's unified dashboard gives commanders a clear, actionable overview. GPS collars provide detailed movement vectors, essential for understanding poaching patterns. This data-driven approach allows for predictive resource allocation, not just reactive patrols. The acoustic sensors are designed to isolate specific, unnatural sounds within the forest soundscape. A chainsaw cutting wood is instantly flagged, prioritizing potential illegal logging operations. The pangolin tracking tags provide unprecedented insight into their post-release behavior. Understanding their natural routes helps in designing protected corridors that are less susceptible to human interference. This granular data collection is vital when a species has so few individuals left. Green bonds are debt instruments where the proceeds are strictly earmarked for environmental projects. The projected $620 billion market signals massive institutional confidence in sustainable returns. Unlike traditional government grants, these funds often come with strict oversight and measurable metrics. Investors are assured their capital is directly supporting adaptation projects or habitat restoration. Biodiversity credits monetize the intrinsic value of an ecosystem's services. Project finance for permanence secures decades of funding by front-loading investment. This model de-risks conservation efforts for private investors by guaranteeing commitment. In the Great Bear Sea, this ensures protection remains intact regardless of political cycles. The partnership with Indigenous First Nations is central to the long-term stewardship success. It transforms an ongoing expense into a recognized, appreciating asset. The rise in black rhino numbers is a direct result of intensive protection efforts in key areas. The statistical gap between 6,200 and 6,700 represents hundreds of lives saved from poaching. The one-horned rhino's recovery shows that government protection, when committed, yields dividends. However, the decline in white rhino populations signals areas where pressure remains too high. The Javan and Sumatran populations represent the ultimate challenge, safeguarding ultra-rare individuals. Lazula, the blind rhino, relies entirely on auditory cues and human trust within her enclosure. Her keepers create consistent sound profiles so she can navigate her safe space without fear. Beji, the calf, requires round-the-clock monitoring for growth and emotional stability. These specialized care centers bridge the gap between immediate crisis and long-term recovery. Every successful healing day brings us closer to a future release. Courage on the ground, precision from the digital shield. An investment rewriting the rules of engagement. This integrated strategy is the new reality of conservation success. The data proves it. We are finally starting to pull ahead. The future is being written by the actions we take right now. We've linked organizations like Global Conservation Force in the description below. Donate if you can.